came across this graphic that I wanted to show you and share with my audience the different stages of wealth. There are 7 in total, starting at the bottom with stage 0, financial dependency, where your debts and monthly payments exceed your income, essentially putting you in negative net worth territory. The stages climb the rungs of this ladder, starting with financial solvency, where you're current on debt payments, but not yet independent, then financial stability with an emergency fund and debt freedom, financial security, where your assets cover 5 to 10 years of expenses, financial independence, where asset cash flow exceeds your expenses, plus new life goals, and financial freedom, where that cash flow fully covers your annual expenses. And finally, at the tippy top, stage 6, financial abundance. And that's when your annual cash flow from assets like real estate rentals, dividend stocks, or business investments earns you more than you'll ever truly need. Job loss? No problem. Property taxes? Paying those is as easy as flipping on a light switch. And we'll dive deeper into each stage later on in this video, so stick around for that. But more so importantly, let's address the elephant in the room. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, it ties into a simple but often overlooked concept, one that's clearly not applied by everyone. And just look at the latest brutal reality check from Karoline Leavitt, President Trump's White House press secretary, where she smacks down the fake news, saying, "It's frankly ridiculous that anyone in this room would suggest that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is doing anything for his own benefit. This is a president who has actually lost money for being president. And I don't remember these same types of questions being asked of my predecessor, Karine Jean-Pierre, Jen Psaki, or President Biden or President Obama about a career politician who was clearly profiting off of his tenure in office." Now, let's point out the obvious. Both Biden and Obama saw significant increases in their wealth after becoming president. Obama's net worth, for example, went from around $1.3 million before his presidency to over $40 million after, largely from book deals and speaking engagements. And Biden's wealth grew from about $2.5 million pre-presidency to an estimated $10 million post-tenure, also through book deals and speaking fees. But here's the key connection to those stages of wealth. Building personal wealth has a zero impact on what others are doing. Your neighbors, coworkers, relatives, strangers, influencers, or even the Kardashians on social media. It's a one-player game. The results are independent of clout chasers or keeping up with the Joneses, or even the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
You noted he is a successful businessman. Do you know if the president has any plans to meet with any of the folks involved with any of the family businesses over there, or see any of the sites that are going to be
Not to my knowledge, and let me just get to the premise of your question that both of you have raised. I think it's frankly ridiculous that anyone in this room would even suggest that President Trump is doing anything for his own benefit.
President Trump, a smart, successful, hardworking businessman, can't help but earn from his business ventures investments while making America great again. And just like Fed Chair Jerome Powell trying to separate tariff-driven inflation from regular economic inflation, an almost impossible and honestly irrelevant task, well, focusing on others' wealth is a metric not even worth documenting. So let's get back to those stages of wealth and how you can climb that ladder, because that's what really matters, right? All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. So stay tuned.
He left a life of luxury and a life of running a very successful real estate empire for public service, not just once, but twice. And again, the American public reelected him back to this White House because they trust he acts in the best interest of our country and putting the American public first. This is a president who has actually lost money for being president of the United States. I don't remember these same type of questions being asked of my predecessor about a career politician who was clearly profiting off of this office. That is not what President Trump does, and this White House holds ourselves to the highest of ethical standards.
And what really matters to most of you folks out there watching right now is retirement, and how far your money will go if and when you're able to retire, and whether your Social Security will be enough. The last thing any of you would want to do is turn 65 years old and waste money, right? Saving money is paramount, And that's where our partner Chapter comes in. They've already helped so many people like you save, on average, a whopping $1,100 a month. That's real money going back into your Social Security check. Now, real quick, let me know how many of you in the comment section, let me know. Just type 1,100 if you'd like to see that money back in your check. So if you did, don't wait, okay? Seize the moment. Capitalize on the opportunity. Call Chapter for free Medicare help right now. The number's on the screen, 270-467-2426. And take that step towards securing your retirement today. Now, let's wrap up by diving into these stages of wealth so you can see where you stand and where you're headed. And starting at stage 0, financial dependency, your debt payments exceed your income. Basically, you're in the red. Stage 1, financial solvency, means you're current on all debt payments, but still not independent. And at stage 2, financial stability, you've got an emergency fund and you're debt free. But stage 3, financial security, is when your assets are worth 5 to 10 years of your annual expenses, a solid safety net. Stage 4 is financial independence and means your annual cash flow from assets covers your current expenses plus a few new life goals. And stage 5, financial freedom, is when that cash flow fully covers your annual expenses. Lastly, and finally, stage 6, financial abundance. Your annual cash flows from assets is more than you'll ever need, giving you total freedom. And speaking of total financial freedom, what new life goals do you have for yourself? What purchases, investments would you like to see yourself able to make this year, 2025? Is it a new car? Is it a house? Whatever it may be, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment down below and tell us, what stage are you at on this ladder of financial wealth? Where would you like to be? And what goals and plans have you laid out to become wealthy and reach that stage of financial abundance? I'll be reading your comments, so let's inspire each other down below. Full transparency, folks, I am not at financial abundance myself, but I'm working hard every day to get there. And I'm humbled to have the opportunity to share these important facts and helpful resources with you every single day. Speaking of resources, a great partner that we found is Chapter Free Medicare Help. They're helping people save an average of $1,100 a month. Don't miss out. Call them now at 270-467-2426. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you found value in this video. Until next time, keep climbing that ladder.